Hello everyone, today I'm going to be taking a look at some 28mm goblins from Spellcrow for their Umbra Turris game. This little box contains 6 goblins and they are for use in their game. You can download the rulebook from their website, spellcrow.com I believe. The box contains 6 resin goblins and you get a little bit of a blurb about who they are. So Spellcrow's an interesting Polish company. They do their own games. They can be used for obviously other fantasy games. They've mostly been doing 28mm, although there are some 10mm fantasy for their new game on the way. Well, that's quite cute. It's too late for hope. Darkness is coming. I approve. So each one of the miniatures is in its own little bag. And they are in the main one piece. Although I see we do have a little bit of a build to do with the wizard. So I will pop these out of the bags and get them put together and on a base. And I should be right back. Okay, I'm back and I've built, in inverted quotes, my goblins. This is the only one that required building. So the wizard, the little wolf tail on his pelt went there, and he also has actually turned out a tree stump covered in shrooms. So a little bit of scenery to decorate the base. The model itself is lovely. It has an almost cartoonish vibe with the wolf head on top of the pelt there. And then there's big goblin features, so lower lip and jaw, the big nose and the ears flapping out. Real amount of character in there. Also, you can see here the, I'm going to say flame coming up from the skull, but it almost seems to be like a little sprite or person. Of course, that may just be my eyes, or it could be the intention of the sculptor. So lovely detail in here. We have what could be a leader. So the rest of these are all one piece. As you can see, that big honking sword, flat domed helm. Casts themselves are very clean. Need to straighten out the wizard staff a little, but otherwise wasn't much in the way of flashing or mold lines or seam lines on them. I've just glued these straight to the base once I clipped off the bottom tab. Now these went straight onto the 25mm. If you want to put them onto the slaughter base, you'll just need to leave that tab on. Big skull, there's a gap plate. So these can be used for the game Umbra Turris by Spellcrow, which is a fantasy skirmish game. A lot of interesting concepts in Umbra Turris in that you have alignments. So goblins, for example, can be anarchists, evil or neutral. So just because a race is something, it doesn't always have to be the same something. Those alignments change sort of special abilities that the units have. But also your goblins could be drawn from city goblins or wild goblins, which gives sort of gang rules for them. So the city goblins get a chance to survive mortal wounds on a 6 because they're sort of well armored. Whereas the wild goblins get an additional power attack. Really love the archers, of which we have 2. So this little set of 6 models actually comes in as about 750. I'm going to say points. You actually spend coins on your warband. 750 is a small warband. A regular warband would be about 1,000 points, but you wouldn't need much to increase it, whether it was a few more goblins or some larger monsters to accompany them. Nice bit of kit. We have our final stroppy looking goblin. Again, really nice models, nice and crisp. You can get the Umbra Turris rulebook for free. Download it straight from Spellcrow's website. If you Google Umbra Turris, you'll find it. But it's an interesting little book. It's about 100 pages long, so that they don't skimp on it, even though it's a free rule set. You can buy a physical copy. And it's available in Polish, English, and I think a couple of other languages like Spanish, even with supplemental things like bestiaries. So they're sort of exploring their own world of Umbra Turris and the fights that are going on. It's like a dark city within it. But there we have it. That is the Goblin Warband. Beautiful set of character models. If you're planning on playing any sort of skirmish game, it's probably worth having a wee look at these, because they really are absolutely darling. So there we go, our goblins. So there we have it, a warband in a box, more or less. If you plan on playing Umbra Turris or any other small scale skirmish game, then these are some gorgeous looking goblins. If you do plan on getting into it, like I say, we'll pop the links below. All of the rules are available in a multitude of languages for free online, and it's worth exploring. But let me know what you think of the sculpts. I'm going to move on. Take it easy.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.